Hi, it's Sandy Wyllie. Welcome to my mental health channel, Inside My Holes, where I wipe away the stigma of mental illness by talking about my own personal struggles, having borderline personality disorder, having post-traumatic stress disorder, panic attacks, depression. I talk about my narcissistic mother who brutally beat me and abused me, my schizophrenic father who was in and out of mental hospitals and abandoned me as a child. I talk about my unethical psychologists that raped me and sexually exploited me, and just about a plethora of other mental health related topics, including all the therapies I've been in. But I only come on here as a former patient of almost 20 years. I am not a psychologist. I'm not a licensed therapist. I don't even hold a degree in psychology. I don't even play one on TV. Only kidding. So, I cannot offer you a professional diagnosis or opinion. All I ask in return of you is your kindness and respect. Please be kind and respectful to me, to other people who comment. We don't need to agree on everything, but we do need to show each other respect and kindness always. Now, if you're new to my channel, welcome. Please hit that subscribe button on the lower right-hand corner there, so you will be notified whenever a new video comes up. It's 100% free, and if you like what you see, give it a thumbs up. Today, I'm going to talk about how I deal with bullies and haters. Now, we've all come across bullies and haters at some point in our life, especially when we were children. How many people have been bullied as a child? Raise your hand. I have. I've been horrifically bullied. I was bullied so badly that I refused to go to school and almost dropped out of high school. I was bullied in grade school. I was bullied in high school. When I was a kid, I was very shy, very insecure. I was beaten at home by my mother and shamed. So already I was bullied by my mother before I even went to school. And I was very, very skinny and very, timid. And these girls would love to gang up on me. In grade school, we had a uniform because I went to Catholic schools, and these girls, and it was a skirt and a white blouse. And what these girls did is outside in the schoolyard, and it was girls who did this, they'd pull my skirt all the way up so the boys would see my panties underneath. That's sexual harassing someone. I think that's, but because they're underage, nowadays, and I don't know how old these girls were. They must have been like over 10, but they weren't quite teenagers, maybe preteens or something. Yeah, maybe they were like 12, preteenish. And I was humiliated. What could I do? I kept, holding my skirt down, and they would force I was trying to hold my skirt down, and they would still, physically force my skirt up, so that, the boys, because I went to, in grade school, there was boys and girls in the Catholic school. In high school, it was all girls. It was all girls in Catholic school. And then in grade school, there was this big student. Her name was Antoinette Lamort. Sounds French. She was like, oh my goodness, I swear to God, she was 6 feet in grade school, and she weighed like 250 pounds. And I was like maybe 5'0", and I probably weighed like under 110 pounds. I was very skinny. And she would go after me and do the most horrific things. Steal my lunch, put tacks in my chair, push me around. And this is a much bigger person. Then later on, growing up, I was bullied by therapists. I had one psychologist tell me, I can treat you like shit. You're hooked on me. I have you wrapped around my finger. What do you call that? That's bullying. I've been told just mean things. I've been told in social medias that that they wish I had cancer and died. They wish I had COVID during COVID. I wish you got COVID and died. Just so that I'd be too ashamed to put my YouTube channel out there. They would say horrific things to me, and because bullies are really, to me, of course they're all miserable and jealous people, and insecure and very unhappy. But to me, they're sadistic people who love getting off watching someone else get hurt. That's what a bully is to me. Or shamed, or belittled. They love watching someone else suffer. This is what makes a bully. They're sadistic, and they get off on watching you suffer. Why? Because they're miserable, rotten people who hate themselves and they hate their own life. And you know what they say? Misery loves company. So in order for themselves to feel good, they have to make you feel twice as bad as they are. And, well, what do I do? What do I do in school? I was, I just stopped going to school, and then, I almost didn't graduate. It was just horrible. I was scared to go to school. I didn't eat lunch because they stole my lunch, so I dropped more weight. I was very frail. It just, I almost had ulcers, really. And growing up, what about the psychologist who raped me? He said, if you report me, Sandra, you're responsible for all of my patients. It'll all be on you, Sandra, because I'll lose my license and they won't have anyone to talk to or turn to. They could kill themselves, because they don't have a therapist. So I felt responsible. He bullied me. He bullied me. Dr. James Barberia, Dr. Richard Geist bullied me. I can never go to the board. I can never speak up because it'll be all on me. So I've been bullied as a child. I've been bullied as an adult. But now, this is what I do. This is what I've learned. And I'm going to tell you what I've learned. Bullies want a reaction out of you, okay? That's why they're doing it. If they get no reaction out of you, it defeats the whole purpose, okay? So the best thing you can do is not stand up to them, the bullies, okay? Because then they're getting a rise out of you. Oh, you're upset. If you start yelling at them, or getting physical with them, or everyone will be coming around and you, because all the kids or even adults love to fight. They'll all stand, a big crowd will come around and watch it, because they love seeing someone get kicked when they're already down. They love it. I told you they're sadistic. The best thing you can do is show them apathy. No reaction. Complete apathy, all right? Because then they're not getting a rise out of you. It defeats the whole purpose. So if they say something like, oh, you pimply, chubby, oh, look at you with your big nose, or something like that, smile and say, have a great day, and then walk away. They're not getting a rise out of you. You're not upset. You're not, acting tense or angry or sparring with them, saying something back in return. You're just done mean a thing, not showing them anything. And that will shut them down every time. That will shut them down. And this is what I've learned too. So how I handle bullies and haters now is I have nothing to do with them, all right? I block them, I delete them. I don't respond to them, okay? I will not show any response. And that therapist who said I can treat you like shit, you know, I've got you wrapped around my finger. You know what I did with him? I walked out of the session, went right to the licensing board and wrote a formal complaint and never went back. That was the last he saw of me, you know? So I guess I proved him wrong about being wrapped around his finger. Now, when I was little, I didn't have any resources, you know. I really didn't, because remember, when I was little, I was beaten up and shamed and bullied at home. My mother bullied me. So, you know, I took it at home, and then I had it, and I went to school and I took it, so I never escaped it. I never escaped the torment from bullying. But as an adult, now that the bitch is dead, ding dong, witch is dead. How's that song go? The wicked witch is dead. Now that the bitch mother is dead, watch my other videos so you'll know. You don't think I'm being cruel, okay? You can catch up. I don't go to therapists anymore. I don't take any crap from anyone. I'll just, you know, I've cut out friends. I dropped them like that. That were mean and cruel. And people who on my YouTube channel have bullied me. And I'll just, you know, I'll just block you. You know, you can't block someone from watching you, but you can block their comment. So I won't even see your comment. Isn't that awesome? That's so awesome. It's like the person can keep repeating whatever they're saying. Oh, I wish you dropped dead. I wish you got cancer. I wish you, you know, you're nothing but a slut. I've gotten the gamut of haters and bullies since I've had this YouTube channel 4 years ago. Okay, I've gotten, and I just hide their comments. So I don't even see their comments, and you won't even see their comments. The only person who will see their comments is themselves, right? So they can go on and on, talk, blah, 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 blah. And it's not going to affect me. I'm not even going to see it. No one else is going to see it. So no one is going to comment on their comments. So after a while, after, you know, weeks and months or whatever of them commenting, saying nasty, cruel things, they're not getting any reaction out of me or anyone else. Because sometimes in the past, people would stand up to me, like people who are kind and empathic, and that would still get a rise out of the bully because, oh, you know. But the best thing to do is nothing. No response, no reaction. You say and do nothing. Because then it just deflates them, you know? It completely deflates them. If they don't get a rise out of you, you know, what's the purpose anymore? They're not making you miserable. And that's their whole intention. They're sadistic, and they want to make you miserable. So that's what I learned about bullies. Just to ignore them, block them, delete them. What about bullies at work? How are you going to ignore them, block them, delete them? Just, if you have to work with a bully, just pretend whatever they said you didn't hear. That's another good trick that I picked up. Yeah, so if you have to interact with them in some way, you just interact with them, whatever work you have to do with them. And if they say something derogatory, you pretend like you didn't even hear that. Like if they say, you know, that top, you look like a slut, you know. Say, oh, you know what? I think it's going to rain this afternoon. You know, just so that, you know, you're pretending like you didn't even hear that. You're a slut. What'd you say? Oh, you're going to lunch at 12. My lunch is at 1 today. You get what I'm trying to do? You act dumb. You act like like you didn't even hear it. Like, you know? So, if you do have to work with these people, luckily I don't have to work in the outside world because I write my books. 6 people bought my books. 6 books were bought this month of August. 6. I think that's the highest number in a month that I've ever had. I mean, I have people buying my books here and there, you know, but 6 in 1 month, that's a lot for me. So I was excited, you know, 6 books, yeah. And more subscribers are coming on my YouTube. So, oh, sorry, I just had to share that with you. It has nothing to do with this video. But if you're at work and you have to work with someone, all right, then just do the work you have to do with them, whatever that is. I don't know what job you're on or whatever. Just socialize with the work, and whatever they say, you act like, like you didn't even hear it. You know, just ignore the comment like you didn't even hear it. And if they get in your face, just walk away. You know, just walk away. But if you start acting upset, they're gonna love it. You know, if you start acting upset and, like, you know, respond to their comment, then you're feeding them. You don't want to feed the bully. You really don't. Don't feed the bully. Starve the bully. Starve. They're waiting and looking for your reaction. And you're acting like you didn't even hear them, you know? And if then they get in your face, just turn and walk away and smile. And that's the best advice I can do. If you have to interact with them, do as little as possible. But don't ever feed the bully. And that's what I've learned. And the haters. Don't feed the haters. A lot of people out there love to cut you down to make themselves look good. Yeah, I won't do that, you know. Just like the best revenge, this is it. The best revenge is no revenge. Because if you're revenging someone, you know, that means that you're affected, you're upset. You're upset with what they did. But if you're just live your best life. That's all I can say. Live your best life. And to hell with everyone else, you know, who wishes bad things on you, you know. Just smile and act like they don't exist. I mean, that's the worst thing, I think, for anyone, is to be ignored. Even, and especially for bullies, but for anyone. If you ignore someone, you know, what they say, what they do, like absolutely get no reaction, that's the worst thing that you can do to someone. You know, invalidate them. And that's what you need to do for these bullies, is to invalidate them, you know, by living your best life, by just completely acting like you didn't even hear them. I hope that you don't have to run into them, and I hope that you realize that these are sadistic people that are mentally sick. Yes, I believe they're mentally sick. I believe they get off hurting people. Happy people, healthy, happy people want to see other people healthy and happy. Okay? If I'm happy with myself, I want you to be happy too, you know? Why wouldn't I?